Hi everybody, I'm Dave Thomas. Welcome back to another edition of Principles of Learning here on the HHTV network. Our guest today is the principal of Hallowell Elementary School, Mr. Steve Glaize, and welcome back to the show, Steve.
Thank you.
Another school year, you and I were just commenting on the fact that I really can't believe either that we are halfway through the year.
I know, I can't believe it either. But before we go any further, I love what you've done with the place.
Well, I was going to pay off on that a little bit too. I mean, if you see, we've done some renovations here. Physically,
I love it.
We've added a new set here. This is not a virtual set. This is actually existing piece of hardware here. The University of Delaware did a lot of contribution for us here. So, yeah, real nice stuff here on HHTV. So thank you for noticing.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, and let's move on to Hallowell. Hallowell Elementary is, it's a small school, but what we always say about Hallowell is it's a huge hub of activity. Within that little building, lots of stuff going on, so that's what we want to talk about today. Tell us how the year's been going so far.
It's really been an amazing school year. We started off the year with a focus on health and wellness, and we called it Hallow Wellness. And we had an opportunity to partner with the Montgomery County Department of Health, met with them over the summer, and they've made an ongoing commitment to us right from the beginning of the school year, working with our students and equipping them with a variety of different skills related to things like pedestrian safety, bicycle safety, poison prevention, things of that nature, and really used it as a springboard. And some of the things that we'll be talking about today have really come out because of the work that we did in the summer to begin planning and preparing for this school year.
Let's back up one step before we have a good list today to go through, but before we do that, the viewers probably also wonder this too, like when we're going through a summer and you're getting ready for the start of another school year, as the building principal, how do you actually plot that out and say, these are the things that I want to work on, I want these kids and these parents to do and know this year? How do you do that?
Well, you have to start early. I mean, already we're halfway through this school year, and I'm already starting to think about next school year. As you start to think about the things that have worked and the things that you need to improve on, you're constantly collecting data, looking at student performance, but also we want to make sure that we're setting the right themes and that we're setting the right vision. In order to do that, you use the work that you've done in prior years, also have an opportunity to really look at what are the district goals and vision, and try to see if you can marry the two and make sure that they are working in concert with one another, which is why we chose again this year to do a health and wellness, because we know that the district has been doing that, and we wanted to make sure we were doing our part.
But this is also something, I mean, every one of these things personally, as the building principal, you kind of take in as well, and you say, these things are actually very important to me personally, therefore it translates with such genuine ability to the kids. Anyone who walks in the halls of Hallowell Elementary, they know, Steve Glaize is the guy here, but this is Steve Glaize here, persona, this is his idea, and then things kind of translate. You're the guy for that building, and things come from that, kind of translate both ways. Let's talk about some of those things in particular. Let's start off with the Race for Education. I love this title. I love it. It's a catchy thing. What exactly is it, though, so the viewers know?
It really is a fundraising tool for our school, and we're not the only school that's using it. There are schools, not just in our district, but all over who have been using it, and schools have been using it far longer than we have. This is our second year in which we were doing it. And basically what happens is that students are asked to get sponsors from family members or people in their community, and they let those sponsors know that on a particular day they're going to be spending some time running around the track or running around our area, and we try to treat it as a fun activity. This is not a competitive activity. We do give students their own individual index cards, and they can keep track of the number of laps that they run, or walk, or both. And it really, again, is supposed to be a fun celebration of learning. And the beauty is that you can also use it, and as we have, to set goals for the amount of money that you want to raise. And our goal for this year was $15,000. We exceeded that goal, which is a wonderful thing. And we're now looking at how we're going to utilize those funds. Last year, we bought for the very first time 10 iPads as part of an iPad Learning Lab with a cart, and this year we want to add to it, hopefully to purchase 10 more, and so that the teachers can use those in the classrooms. There are so many applications, as you know, and so many different things that you can do with that technology, and it's through our home and school that help make that possible for us.
And you also, I mean, you paid off on it too. You're also teaching them goal setting, achieving in small stages, and all those things, big people skills that most people would probably out there in the community say, wow, I can't believe you're teaching that to kids. But you have actually found an application of that. Talk about fun. all right, next part of Race for Education. You know, sometimes the big guy's got to take the hit, and this time he did. Pie eating contest?
Yeah, we were looking at what are we going to do if we reach our goal? What can we do to celebrate?
Embarrass the principal, of course.
Embarrass as many people as we can, not just me, as many people as we can. So we had an opportunity to select one of our board members, Marge Lauder, our assistant superintendent, Monica Taylor, myself, our health and physical education teacher, Eric Klemser, Nicole Miletto, one of our third grade teachers, and Mr. Nick Walton, who is one of our instructional assistants. So it was an equal opportunity. How am I on there? Okay, yes. Yeah. So an equal opportunity, and so the idea was that we had chocolate cream pie, and we had an opportunity. We said we're going to give 5 minutes, and whoever can eat the most in 5 minutes, not thinking that anyone was going to actually eat the entire pie in 5 minutes. And I have to tell you that, no pun intended here, but we got creamed. Yeah, creamed
I can see how
by Eric Klemser. Yeah, he got us. Yeah, I think he finished in under 4 minutes.
This is this is kind of like not the pie eating contest you expect. No one's really digging in here. At least you got dirty with it.
You can see I'm thinking about it, and you can see Mr. Klemser. There he is.
He literally dove in.
He literally dove in. Yeah. He is diving in. He's getting it all over himself, and you can see he's got these. Yeah, you see how he's doing it.
Yeah,
huge gulps.
Oxygen is not important there.
No,
just breathing in pie.
And but the neat part is that we had each of these staff members aligned with a grade level.
Okay.
And so whoever won the pie eating contest, that grade level got a very special prize. And one of our parents made some very nice cookies for every single student in that grade level.
That's
and so it was nice. And our fifth graders were the ones then who got that special prize because Mr. Klemser was aligned with that grade level.
Now the whole school had quite a treat. Early December, and this was hush-hush. And then all of a sudden it was the big announcement.
Yes.
And this is a huge deal. Now, when the Philadelphia Eagles come, sometimes, they used to play basketball here, you see them, and be like, yeah, okay, they're in, they're out. Right. This was, though, here they are, they're here for your school, and totally in line with the wellness initiative that you've been talking about since we started the show. Please tell us more about this. What was it? It was the Play 60 event, which you see in the commercials whenever you watch an NFL game on a Sunday. There's that Play 60. You guys are in the heart of it.
Yeah, the NFL for the last several years has done this Play 60 program. The importance of the amount of minutes that they would ask that all children engage in physical activity every day, and the benefits thereof. And so we had an opportunity to be one of 32, 35, I believe. I think there were a couple other markets besides just the NFL teams, but one of only truly a handful of schools all across the country that were listed as an NFL Play 60 super school. And it was 3 teachers. It was Eric Klemser, it was Tammy Eldridge, and Nicole Miletto. Those 3 teachers were the ones who wrote the grant. And at the time that they wrote the grant, I felt very happy that they did, but I'll be honest with you, there's thousands and thousands of schools, and I thought the chance that we would actually be one of the 32 or 35 winning schools all across the country. And when we got word that we had won, we were just elated. We were just so excited that we had that opportunity. So we had several NFL players from the Eagles. We had Trent Cole, D'Amico Ryans, and Dominic Rogers-Cromartie, who came and they spoke with the kids, talked to them about healthy habits, about being a good teammate, about what does it mean to prepare for games, both on and off the field, and really showed us their personalities and really enriched the programs that we're trying to do. And then after that assembly program, had the students, a select group of students, go outside, and it was a beautiful day. We were very lucky. And engage in a variety of different activities to, again, promote this healthy lifestyle, fitness, active living, and that wasn't the end. Here's the beauty of it. Now, they gave us $10,000 for our school to use for health and wellness initiatives, and we're looking at how we're going to spend that money. They also gave us 3 Nintendo Xbox systems, full systems with all these games that we're going to be setting up and using with our students. But then they said that they're going to give an extra $10,000 to our district. So here's what's happening. We just found this out last week.
Okay. We got the scoop.
Yeah. So The schools in our district, the other schools in the district, have an opportunity to go online. Now, this is if they want to. They can go online, and they're going to have to apply for another $10,000 grant that is only open to the schools that are in our school district.
Oh, wow.
And so when you go onto the website, there's a drop-down menu, and it only lists the school districts who won the Super School Play 60 grant. This is called the NFL Keep Gym at School grant for an extra $10,000, and those winning schools are going to be mentioned at the NFL draft in April. Yes. So we don't know who that is because there's still time for all schools to submit that grant in our district, but once they do that, we know one of our schools, another school in the district, will for sure get that grant because that money has already been allotted, and that school's name will be announced at the NFL draft.
Well, let's back up a little bit before, because we always, we call all of our schools super, but for the NFL to actually say it's a super school, what was that classification like? What did you actually need to show to be able to win this award and this grant?
Yeah, a few different things. One, obviously, was your commitment toward health and wellness at your school. And one of the things that we started last year and we're continuing this year is a before-school morning workout program for students at our school. Parents come and drop their children off. I have staff who volunteer their time several times a week to bring students in and to do a variety of different physical activities before the school day begins. Wow. And so last year it was things like your basic basketball and football and things like that. We also did things like Pilates. Wow. This year we're doing things related to dance and things like that. Okay. So that was one piece or component. You had to show a commitment that you were doing something above and beyond just what you would do in physical education class.
Right.
The other part is, how are you using these themes in the classroom? Okay. So many of our teachers have started to use themes like using brain breaks, having students stop, stretch, take a break, and using that because research has shown that when you do that, students can refocus, can build stamina, continue to do the things that we want them to do, and in doing so, learn to a greater degree. And the last part is that they want to see that you've got football fever, that you are very interested in the Philadelphia Eagles. And Mr. Glemser, I know I've spoken of, and Mr. Glemser has the Green Magic. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is a van that he has.
I know Mr. Glemser, though. I understand.
And it is really something. And actually, members of the Eagles had heard about it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he goes to quite a few games, and one of the Eagles players said, this guy is really great, the things that he does is really great, let's find out what school he's at, and so that gave us an opportunity also to build a connection, further connection.
Who would have known that phonetic fandom would have actually paid off well, $10,000 and change for a school. That's great. We are halfway through the year, but there's a whole other half. Now, I know sometimes you like to keep your little surprises, but you want to kind of unveil your things as they come. But any sneak peeks over the second half of the year, Steve?
We have many things going on. Some are our old standbys, different family events like our father-daughter sweetheart dance and our mother-son event. We have our Hallowell 500, bingo night and carnival and other things that we do that really help to make our school a wonderful atmosphere for our families are those events. But one of the things that we're going to be doing, and it will be coming at the end of April, and it's been sponsored by the Hatboro-Horsham Education Foundation. A grant was written to bring in an author to our school district. Her name is Ellen Sabin, and she's written many books, and one of the books that she's written is called The Healthy Body Book, and I had an opportunity to just bring it in. I just want to show it up here on the screen for a moment. This is The Healthy Body Book by her, and all third grade students in the district got their own copy of this book. And since the beginning of the school year, third grade teachers across our school district have been using this book with their students. And the students are supposed to be writing in their book. This is their book for them to use. And what we're trying to do, again, going back to the idea of wellness and health and healthy habits, and what does that mean for you, this book gives us a more rich opportunity to practice and apply those skills, to do it in a way that, that allows our students to really showcase what they've learned. And so what's going to happen then at the end of April is that the author is going to come and visit all of the elementary schools and all of the students and to talk with them about what they've learned. And then in the evening, there's going to be an event for families and parents, and so that all families can take away from this author some simple things that they can do at home to maintain and fulfill the things that are in this book.
And one of my favorite lines is that one right there. It's caring for the coolest machine you'll ever own. And that's it. I mean, and so, yeah, in here, I'm sure, yeah, look, just regular, easy to follow things that are, a family can teach these lessons well after they leave your time at school. They can just go over these things with you. And, these are, and some things are definitely at the third grade level, and other things are advancing them a little bit, but, just the fact that you guys want to pay off on that, that's a great lesson. So, yeah, there's the book, and we can look forward to that the second half of the year at Hallowell. Something else to celebrate all things that are Hallowell. We're going to go to a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to follow the flow that we've been doing this year. Every school has amazing kids inside. However, every principal has been asked, very tough decision here, to spotlight just one student from their school. The high school was first, Hallowell is second, and when we come back after this, we will meet Mr. Steve Glaize's pick for the spotlight student from Hallowell Elementary, and there she is. We'll meet her right after this.
The HHTV department offers DVD copies of all events broadcast on both the television and internet. See an event you'd like to have a copy of? A win by the Hatters, a student-produced news show, or competitors struggling to win the annual Wing Ball. Simply email Bob Anderson at banderso@hatboro-horsham.org and include which event or events you would like to own, and your copies will be mailed out to you. Now you can relive and memorialize all your favorite Hatboro-Horsham events. HHTV now streams events live to the internet, from Crooked Billet Day to graduation, from the multitude of sporting events we cover throughout the school year, to the entertaining concerts we cover. HHTV has it all. To view the stream, click on the Watch HHTV live stream icon on the district webpage. View the schedule below the streaming window. HHTV web streaming. Never miss a Hatters moment again.
Welcome back, everybody. As promised right before the break, here on Principles of Learning, we did promise that Mr. Steve Glaize would unveil his very tough decision, because you have all-stars in your building all over the place, but we've got the all-star this year, Miss Elise Tucker. Now, we're going to talk to Elise in a little bit, but Steve, tell us why you chose Elise.
I'm so proud of Elise. We were mentioning on the way over here for this taping that she and I started at Hallowell together. That she started in kindergarten when it was my first year as principal.
That's cool.
And one of the neat themes of our school, and schools all across our district, is the way in which students grow and learn and develop. And every year she has just gotten so much stronger and more confident. The kinds of things that she does for our school and the contributions that she makes really has made a lasting difference. And I'm so excited that she is here today.
I'll tell you, first of all, Elise, bank this in life. When your principal of your building says that about you, that's always a good thing. And that doesn't get said about like everybody. Like, you remember that for the rest of your life, because that's a really good thing to hear from your principal. All right, Elise, Mr. Glaize could have written the book, 7 Habits by Stephen Covey. Like, he knows them. He probably recounts them in his sleep. But the 7 Habits of Happy Kids were the ones that you guys studied. Tell me about that one, first of all. Like, why do you think it's so important to know those lessons? Now that you know them, and it's not just like saying, I memorized them. Why are they so important to a young person like yourself?
Well, I think it's an outline to know the 7 habits. That gives you an outline on how to live your life in a good way. Yeah.
What's in them that maybe the first time you learned them, you said, you know what, I'm so glad that one, and they make sense, and that's one thing that always got me. It was like, yeah, it's kind of like common sense stuff. But like, living your life on a day-to-day basis as a 5th grader, what do you think you took from those that says, yeah, that is a pretty good lesson?
I take them everywhere I go, but not just school. I use them everywhere. We went tubing yesterday, and we used them trying to get out. We were getting ready to hop out of the tube, so it would be pulled up, and we were like being proactive, trying to get out of the tube right early so we could be prepared.
That's actually a really good application. I like that. That's awesome. Well, and that kind of translates to my next question, which is, I hear student leadership is one of the things that you do pretty well over there, so don't be bashful. What is it about student leadership that, first of all, you kind of like? What works for you about being a leader?
Well, I get to plan a lot of things with my fellow student leadership team, and I also get to like experience all the times that we're having with them, even though it's coming to an end soon.
Yeah. And if there's one thing that you would say that Mr. Glaize has done a good job of, and I'm asking, I know I haven't asked this question first, so putting you on the spot a little bit, but tell me about, like, you know, now that you are at the highest peak of Hallowell, you know, you're in that 5th grade class, and you look at it and say, you know what, this is a good school because. Tell everybody what that because is.
I love all the activities that we do, and all our teachers are great, absolutely outstanding, and they help us with everything. If you need help with something, they'll be sure to help you.
That's cool. And you could say that about almost every school, and I just want to ask you one thing. How do you think it has prepared you now for 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, and the high school then? How, based on Hallowell, K through 5, why do you think you're ready? Like, what did it do for you as a student?
Well, when I started out school, I was a little shy, but by the time I'm in 5th grade, I'm totally not shy anymore.
It's awesome. No, it proved that you're here, so well spoken. It's a credit to, of course, your mom and dad, but a credit to your school as well, but also a credit to yourself. You're a great young person, and I'm so happy to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. And Steve, thank you for bringing Elise and introducing her to everyone out there in Hatboro-Horsham so they can see the rock star among rock stars at Hallowell Elementary. Appreciate that very much. Thank you for your time. Well, that will do it for us here on Principles of Learning. And once again, we thank you for watching all the HHTV programming. It really is the most unique way to see what goes on inside all of our schools like Hallowell. And next month, we're going to have another Principles of Learning. Karen Cantor from Simmons will be joining us next year. Always a lot going on at Simmons as well, and Karen will be here to discuss that with us. And she'll also have her own All-Star. Spotlight on Students continues all year long here on HHTV and Principles of Learning. For all of us here on the HHTV network, I'm Dave Thomas. Thanks for watching.